All right, hello. I am so excited to be doing Chapter 7 homework with you today. We are going to start off on Apply Your Knowledge. This is on page 425 in the book, and it's using a template to create and consolidate a workbook. This is a little bit complicated because we're going to take sources from multiple different inputs and incorporate them into one Excel spreadsheet, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to go to the homework page. You'll notice that we have 7 files that are needed for this. I'm going to go ahead and just download each one. We have a template. We have Missouri. We have Iowa. And we have Kansas. Great. So instructions, you will create a 2016-2017 consolidated workbook and SmartArt graphic for the prototype labs shown in 7-91 so we can actually see what it looks like there and what it should look like when we're done. Then we're going to have a SmartArt graphic. It says open a File Explorer window and double click on the name apply, or the file named apply 7-1 prototype labs template from data files. So I just downloaded it and I know this is my template file right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Should just open up and I'm going to enable editing. So this is already pre-made for us. This is nice of them to do. Now we want to add a second worksheet. Second worksheet to the workbook called SmartArt Graphic. So I'm going to go ahead and click New. Double tap that and say SmartArt Graphic. It says to change the tab color to white. So we have that. Now comes the fun part. So with the contract analysis worksheet active, so I clicked on it, select cell A3. So I've selected it. Import the text file named apply 7-1 prototype labs Missouri from the data files. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go to Insert. I'm sorry, we want to go to Data. So not Insert, but Data. Then we're going to go up here to Get External Data. Drop that down. We want to get it from text. So we want to go find our downloads folder. So click on downloads. That's where the file came in. Oh, and there it is right here. Apply 7-1 prototype labs Missouri CSV. Just want to make sure that's what I'm dealing with here. And it looks like, yep, that's the one I want. So I'm going to go ahead and click open. Click on that and then type import. Now it comes up with a wizard. In the wizard dialog box, choose the delimited format with commas. So this is delimited with commas. We also want to say that when Excel displays import data dialog box, click the properties button to display the external data range properties dialog box. So we don't have anything in row 1 here, so we don't have to select this box, because if it had like state and then whatever this lab number and then contracts completed, then we would know that it has headers, but this one does not. So we're going to go ahead and click next. We wanted to deal with it as it said with commas. So I'm going to, instead of delimiters with tabs, we want to do commas. Notice that just split everything up for us, so now we can see that we have some different stuff going on here. And we want to click next. General column data. Click the properties button to click the adjust column width. Okay, we're not doing any of that. I'm just going to look in here to see. I don't see anything about adjusting the column width, so we're going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and click this screen. Let's just select each column in the data format. Good. Yeah, I'm not feeling like we need to do anything in particular here. I'm just reading this again. When Excel displays the import data dialog box, click the properties button to display the external data range properties dialog. Remove the checkmark that says adjust columns width checkbox and override existing cells with new data, clear unused cells. Okay, I don't see that anywhere in here. Oh, this is probably the one we're looking for. So we're looking for A3, which is what we told you, in the properties. We're going to put this file in. We are going to unselect adjust column width. Click override existing cells with new data. So instead of insert and use, so we're going to click on this one. And then click OK. And click OK. Great. So we just imported this. It doesn't look perfect, but that's all right. We brought it in. We can deal with it as it comes. Next, we are going to use a separate area of the worksheet to trim the data from cells A3 through A7. Copy the trim data back to the range. Delete the data you no longer need. Okay, so we're going to take this A3 to A7. Sorry. We're going to copy it, and we're going to go ahead and put it over here. We're going to trim the data. So we want to trim it. I'm sorry, we're not going to copy it. We're going to use the trim function. So trim, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit A3, close parentheses there. So we're going to use this trim function. And we can see that as I did that, it pulled the front space off of that one. So I can just drag this down. It did it for all of it. I'm going to go ahead and copy this up here. I'm going to paste just the values. I'm going to delete all this down here, and Missouri looks good. I love it. Okay. So we fixed Missouri. Now what we want to do is import an access table into this. So what we're going to start with is we're going to select cell A8. Come right here. And we're going to pull in some more data. So we're going to get external data. We're going to do it from access. We're going to go back to downloads. And here we are with the Iowa one that was here. So we're going to go ahead and open that one. It's going to come up, and we didn't have to go through everything that we did with the last wizard because this is already a database and not just a text file. So that's good. Let's see here. So convert the table to a range. Table. Okay, existing worksheet. Access, convert the table to delete the headings in row 8. Okay, so we're going to bring it in first. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. Lab contracts completed. Great. So we are going to now go to this table section. We want to convert it to a range. So we're going to permanently pull all that stuff out. I'm just going to go ahead and delete 8 right there. Okay, so we've got this pulled in. Now what we want to do is we want to copy the format painter from this. So we're going to go ahead and say format painter because we want to get rid of all our different colored lines right now. We're going to drop it in there, and it looks good. This one's coming up a little different than this one because it's not centered. So I'm going to center that. Actually, I'm going to format paint from here to here. And then I'm going to format paint from here to here. So now this all matches and looks a little bit better. I like it. Okay, I bet that we're going to bring something in from Word now. Oh, there it is, number 6 in the book. And once again, I'm on page 426. Need a quick drink. All right. So what we're going to do in A13, actually it says select cell A20 and run Word and open the file, apply 7-1 prototype labs Kansas. So I'm going to go ahead and run Word. I'm going to go ahead and open another document, and I'm going to do that from right here, downloads, and right up at the top is apply 7-1. It opens up. Say enable this. We're going to copy the data in columns 2 through 6. So columns 2 through 6. Go ahead and copy it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to return to Excel, and we are going to do a special paste. So we're going to paste special command to paste the text as data. So we're going to go ahead and say paste special, and we want to do it as paste the data as text. So we're going to go ahead and put it in text. Comes in. Now we can see that this is different than everything else that we have. It looks like Kansas should be above, and it's not. Never fear. We're going to copy the Excel range A20 through E22. Copy. And we're going to come up here, and on cell A13, we want to transpose the data while pasting it. So we're going to drop this down, and right here we have this transpose pasting button. I'm going to click that, and voila, it comes out differently. I like it. Looks like what we're doing is we're actually missing one piece of that. So that's interesting. It looks like the file wasn't done exactly right because we have the comma 102. Cut, oh, nope, it's exactly what the book says. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this. So the next thing says copy the cells, transport. Now delete the original imported text. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Deleted. We're going to come up here and we're going to say select cells A13 through A17. Oh, cut the cells first. We want to do, this is E. Cut the cells B13 through C17. I'm going to hit Control X to cut, or you can come up here and click this button. I'm going to move over to the right one, and I'm going to paste it. Control V, or you can go up and just hit paste. So now we have these, but we got to get this 104, 117, everything over here. Now we want to select these cells, and we want to click text to columns in the data tab. So we're going to go up to data. We're going to go down to text to columns right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And now it's kind of that same import wizard. We're saying, hey, we have a comma that's separating information. So let's go ahead and look at that. We will actually want it to be based on a comma. And you notice that that comma now created a new section for us. And we're going to go ahead and click OK. And it moved all the text over. And we have the same trim function issue that we had before. But we're just going to format paint up here. We're going to copy these. See if this works on Kansas. And it did. Ta-da! Brilliant. I'm also going to format paint what's right here, and I'm just going to put it all the way down. Centers everything. So all of our data is starting to come in. Now, what I love about this exercise is it's a pretty real world. And I'm not saying that you're going to be bringing in 3 different programs or types of files into an Excel document, but it is good that we can learn that we're, like in the real world, we can bring it from Word, we can bring it from a text file, we can bring it from Access. These are things that you do in a normal day-to-day usage in an office. Okay, now we want to use the fill handle to replicate H3 through J3. So H3 through J3, we want to pull these down, replicate it, and now number 8 says enter the word totals in A18. Use the quick analysis gallery to sum the range C3 through D7. So we have right up here, auto sum, but we can actually drop down. We can see that there's some quick things that we can do here. So we can go over here and do this. I think the book wants us to use the quick analysis. So we're going to highlight. That's this little button right here. You can also hit Control Q. We can come up here and say I want some totals, and I want to use, looks like we want to sum through all these. And you can see that it already populates down there. Oh, what happened to totals? Totals, there it goes. Just going to make sure it says totals down there. We wanted to sum up C and D, so I did this one because these are lab numbers. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. Now we want to replicate the formula in cell E3 down through E18. So I'm going to grab this one and go ahead and drag it all the way down to E18. That replicates average cost or revenue per contract. Insert my name and the course number in A21. So I'll go ahead and do that. 104. You know, we haven't saved this one yet, so I'm going to go ahead and enter this. I'm going to do my file save as. And don't forget that I'd love it if you would start doing this with your name on the front. So desktop, APP104, and then just right up front here. There it goes, save. Okay, so I've saved it. Great, now we're going to do a SmartArt graphic sheet. So what we want to do is we want to go to the SmartArt graphic sheet, click right here. Once we're in here, we have some fun stuff we're going to do. We're going to go all the way back to one of the first things that we probably didn't even cover in this class, but we're going to go up to View and we're going to turn off our grid lines, which is what it asked us to do. So that removes all these. Now we can still get in here and move around. It just makes it harder for our eyes to determine what row and column we're in. Then we want to insert the continuous picture list SmartArt graphic. So I'm going to go ahead and say insert, and we're looking for SmartArt, and that's going to be right. SmartArt. Oh, here it is. So our computer screen does not have tons of resolution, so here's SmartArt. It's hidden right over here. If you're on a wider resolution screen, it'll actually say SmartArt for you. And we want to use the continuous picture list. So here's lists. And if you look on page 425, you can see what it looks like. It's 3 vertical columns. Looks like this continuous picture list. So this is the one that we want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and say OK. It says I can resize it as necessary. I don't know if it particularly needs to be any bigger. Looks about the right size for what they're asking us to do. It looks like it might be a little bit bigger, so I'll just grab it and drag it up. Okay. So it's been resized. One at a time, replace the word text with the words Missouri, Iowa, Kansas. So we can come over here, we can type in here. I like to type in this area, so we can say Missouri, enter. You know what, I'm not going to hit enter, I'm just going to hit click. Iowa, and Kansas. So we have those 3. We want to change the color scheme to colorful accent colors in the color change color gallery. So we'll come up here and we're going to change the colors to colorful accent colors. So that's what we're going to pick. I love it. One at a time, click the picture icon in each part of the graphic and search the web for a graphic related to the state. Click this, it's going to load pictures. That first one was Missouri. Great, let's go ahead and do a Bing search for Missouri. Oh, that looks like a Missouri one. These are all tagged with Creative Commons. Great. Let's go ahead and insert this one. I love it. Let's go ahead and click on Iowa. We want to do Iowa. We're going to get some kind of corn. Oh, Hawkeyes. Okay, let's see here. I mean, does any of this represent Iowa? I guess so. Let's go ahead and just pick. I'm going to go with the Hawkeyes. I'm a football fan. And Kansas. Is there anything in Kansas? We're going to find out. Oop, we're going to use a Jayhawk. This is pretty much what Kansas looked like to me. It was nothing when I was there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one just for fun. All right. Rolling Hills of Nothingness. Now we're going to save the file again, and we're going to submit it. Good. So we're all done with Apply 7-1. So I'm going to save it, make sure it has your name on it. You're good to go. And we're going to move on to Extend Your Knowledge. So in Extend Your Knowledge, the skills you learn in this module, and we're going to experiment with some new skills. So in order to complete this one, we need to download the proper file. And that file is Extend 7-1 Highsmith Investment from the data files. So let's go ahead and jump into Canvas. We scroll down. Oh, here it is, Highsmith Investment. Downloaded it. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I'm going to enable it for editing. And then I'm going to do a file save as, so I can just get this out of the way because I didn't do that last time. Browse. And I want to go ahead and put it in my APP104 folder that I've created. Great. So we've run this, and it says insert a smart graphic using hierarchy type in the organizational chart layout. So I'm going to come over here to like F, and I'm going to go ahead and say insert. Found my SmartArt right here. We want to use a hierarchy, and we want to use the organizational chart layout, which I'm guessing is going to be something like this. Organizational chart. Here it is. Go ahead and click on that. Click OK. Now this gives me a basic framework to start with here. So I'm going to go ahead and select a shape in the second row and then add a shape. So I'm going to come down here and click on this, and I'm going to say add a shape. That was a right mouse click, and we want to add a shape that is going to be after. Yep, right there. Perfect. And then we want to add a shape to the bottom row here also. And it says promote the shape to be on the level with the other three. So we're going to just say add a shape to the third row. So we're going to say after. And that worked out perfect. It's looking like the picture on 7-92. Now it's a different color, but that's fine. We can fix that. Now we want to display the text pane and drag its border to the right side of the chart using the cutting and pasting techniques from column A into the graphic shown as figure 7-2. And this is great. So we're going to actually put everybody that's in the left over here into this text field right here. That's great. So yeah, here we are. We're going to grab this. I'm going to bring this over so I can see it a little bit better. We have the text pane right here, and we're going to grab these again, hit Control C. We can actually just do one at a time. So I can hit copy, click over here, and it looks like Melissa Van Kirk is at the top. Now I want to show you that you could do this a little bit differently. I'm not saying you have to. You could hit copy, and we could just paste it all in here. Now, it's not all perfect right now, but we could make it pretty perfect pretty quickly because we could just hit tab, tab. As you notice, I'm building this. I would have to go delete everything else, but it is a way to do it. So we're going to do this one at a time. Fernando Aguilara, Elise Hammermill, I'm hitting Control C, then I come over here, clicking into it, hitting Control V, and this next one's going to be all of them. Copy. You know, I'm wondering if I could just insert all 4 of these at once since they're on the same group. We're going to find out right now. I did. I just need to delete the other one, so that's what I'm going to do because it's faster. Ta-da! I like that. Okay, so now we want to change the style to brick scene. So we're in this SmartArt graphic here. Let's go ahead and click on it. Let's go to design, and we want to change it to brick scene. Let's go drop it down. I'm betting it's going to be this one. Yep, that's what it looked like in the book. That's why I went with it. Oh, why is Melissa not working? Oh, there it goes. Melissa now works with us. She's just highlighted. Use help to read about formatting pictures and insert. Let me see. Oh, we forgot to do change color scheme. This is number 5. Change the color scheme of the hierarchy chart to gradient loop accent 2. So I'm going to come up into change colors, gradient loop accent 2. Let me see if this is it. No. Color fill, gradient loop, gradient range, gradient loop accent 2. So this is the one that we want. Fantastique. This looks like it's moved up and over here in the project. So I'm going to put it right where it looks like it's supposed to be. And voila. Finally, we have we want to insert an online picture. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to click into L1. We're going to insert, and we have pictures, and then we have online pictures. So let's go ahead and insert an online picture, and we're going to look for the search term people. And we want to find one similar to what is being shown to us. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. That works, but I just want to do it all within this little search bar. Come on. Here we go. So we're going to look for people. Enter. Brings up a bunch of stuff. Now we have a group of people that it's asking us to find something similar to. And it looks like a group of 5 people. So this one's kind of close to it. What the heck? Why not? It looks like this is, I don't know who, a band of some kind. So I'll keep going here. I'm looking for something similar. Type, I want photographs. I'm going to eliminate down some of these here. And I'm going to go with this little band because I don't know who it is, but it's as close as I'm going to get, I think, to what they're asking me for. So click Insert. It comes over here, and I'm going to go ahead and resize it, grabbing this handle so it's a little bit bigger. And then it says format the picture saying picture style. So we have that up here, and we want to do a picture style. Picture styles group. Simple frame. Picture tools. And looking for, we're looking for a round metal frame here. It looks like it's gray. Could just be that. I'm not sure though. Looks like it might be that one. With a wide gray border. I can do a picture border, but a wide gray border. Oh, is that it? No, that's a metal frame. That looks as gray as it's going to get to me, but I want to do it right. I'm going to hit Control Z because I don't want that to be there if it's wrong. Gray. Well, so the reason I'm worried about this is that it's supposed to be exact. And so I want to show you exact because I don't want you to mess up on your certification. Insert an online picture. Great. Format the picture using a picture style with a wide gray border. So I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just going to use this one right here. It's the metal frame. I think your test, I know your test will tell you exactly which one to use. That looks good. I'm going to just drop it down a little bit here because it looks like that frames off the page a little bit. Bring it into the page. It fits so it fits next to the SmartArt graphic. We did add my name and course to the worksheet. I'll go ahead and just put it down here. You've already got that in your save file. Save it and submit it. Great. So we're done with that one. Number 2 is done. Next, we are going to make up our own one. So I'm going to create a new file. This is expand your world. I'm going to go ahead and start off by saving this so that I can get right into it. And expand 7-1. Okay. It says run a browser and navigate to census charts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up a new window in Google Chrome. I'm going to go to census-charts.com. Here it goes. We look like we're at this. In the data by state and county area, select age and sex and then click your state. So we're going to come down here, age and sex. We're going to click our state. We happen to be in California. Great. When the website presents the data, copy the URL. So we have it right up here. That means click in here, hit Control C. I held the control button down and I tapped the letter C. Control C. Now we're going to run Excel. We already have our blank workbook open, so we're going to go ahead and use that one that we have. We're going to hide the grid lines and rename this or we're going to name it screenshot. So I'm going to take the grid lines off again. I'm going to name this one screenshot. Okay. And then we want to take a screenshot button and the insert tab illustrations group. So we're going to go up to insert, illustrations, and it looks like this one, take a screenshot. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take a screenshot from the browser. So this is, yeah, so this one doesn't have the preview here, but I'm going to go ahead and click it. I don't know why it's not working there. Let me go ahead and jump back in, click on that, come back into Excel. I should be able to see, I don't know why Google Chrome is not allowing us to see it. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to launch Microsoft Edge. Yeah, I just said that I'm going to launch Microsoft Edge. Never told you that one before. I'm going to go ahead and go to this same census chart, and then I'm going to jump back in here and see if I can now see it. Available windows. Why is Edge not an available window? Don't ask me if I want to change this. I don't want it to be my default. I'm just going to close this here just in case these are preventing me from having it there. I don't know why that would be the case. I'm going to go ahead and jump back in and say insert screenshot. Huh. I do not know why mine is not allowing me to get to this, but this should be the one that would come up right here. I am going to do a little trick. So I'm going to open up the screenshot and I'm going to hit the print screen button. So I'm going to hold function, and then on my computer it's insert. So I just hit print screen. That gives me everything that's on the screen. I go back into Excel here and I'm going to hit paste. Does the same thing that we would have had. I don't know why that's not working. Hopefully it works flawlessly for you. And then we want to add a new worksheet. We want to call this one web data. In B2, so we want to paste the URL in there. So I'm going to go back in to my, copy that. And now I'm going to do data, external data, and we're going to do it from the web. Now it comes up with this little web query. I'm going to paste in here my URL. I'm going to click go. And we have this chart down here. And it comes up with import. Now when the web page appears, double click its title bar to maximize the window. So this is the title bar up here. So we're going to maximize it. Click the table selection arrows to select the table with numeric data. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab, table selection arrows. Oh, click next to the table you want to select. Okay, so we want to grab this one right here. Grabs everything in there. So I selected this one right here. And then what we're going to do is click the import button. So I clicked import. It's going to come up and say, where do you want to do it? We're going to say that I want to put it, click OK, because we already built the worksheet, so we don't need to click a new worksheet. It's getting the data, and voila, just like that, it pulled everything in. We don't have to retype it. We don't have to do anything, so it came from the internet. I love that. Now what we want to do is when it displays it, format the title and column headings as well as the column widths, save the file, and submit it to your instructor. So we pulled this in. I'm going to go ahead and just make this look pretty really quick. We're going to merge and center. This all looks like, now this combined, this should have been combined. So it's interesting that it's not. The problem that we're going to have is because these are in different spots, we're not going to be able to use the table function with a header. So I'm going to copy this over. I'm just copying and pasting it up. And then what I need to do is hit F2, and we're going to put age, and then F2, and then all ages. I'm just copying what's below into the upper cell also, then I'm going to delete the bottom. Location's fine, and then percentage of age under 18, and then I can delete all this. So this is much better than having to pull in everything. So I didn't have to delete too much here. I'm also going to wrap the text here. So that'll make some of these bigger. I'm going to adjust J to be about that big. And then I'm going to highlight all of it. And I'm going to call it a table. So we're going to insert as a table. It's going to ask me, yes, it has headers, because it does. Okay, I've got that. I'm going to back out a little bit here so I can see it. I can create this as a title, style, cell styles, title. And then I can drag this back. Make this one a little bit bigger. Make it fit. Voila. Okay, so we got some web data. We're going to go ahead and save it. And we are done with Chapter 7's homework. Booyah.